Hi, this is Allie from Allie Katz Crafts. I'm here to show you another video on the paper pumpkin. I'll show you it again. Fall for Trawl. And I used in that kit, that came out of the other one, I used the twine out of there, and in All Things Give Thanks sentiment, and that's all I used this time. I cannot believe I didn't use anything else, but I used a couple things out. I wanted to make a card similar to this, but have it hanging out, but the stamps were too small, so I had to pick something else. So I went through my stash, and I ran across this that I had bought, I don't know how many years ago. And it's actually on this side. And they have different fall stamps that I used. So what I used was this one, and this one. And then I used that little bead thing, whatever it is. I don't know what it's called. But that's what I used to make this card. And I did it with the seniors, and it's a technique I don't think I've ever showed you, but it's a little bit different. And I also used my gel pen, and you can see a little bit of shine. That I got from Hobby Lobby. And these, they're little gel sparkly ones. They're glitter ink. And I use them occasionally for different things. I really like them. So, and then I'm going to use my watercolor pencils from Stampin' Up. Now, they don't have the name because it's like an older one. And someone gave them to me like about 15 years ago. I don't use those. You can have them. And I use them occasionally, but I haven't used them lately. So I thought I'm going to pull them out. And then I have my blender, which is very old too, that I'm going to use for coloring this part. So when I did with the seniors, I didn't do that blender. I just gave them some colored pencils that I purchased. I got a whole bag of them. I just been slowly buying them as everything went on sale. During back to school, I got a bunch, and I used the twine from the kit. And then I used my stuff that I always have, my extra stash, sequins. But we're not going to use sequins today. So the first thing you do is you're going to get your masking tape, okay? And here's the stuff that they received in the kit. They got their cute little ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree, I don't know, a couple of years ago. And I've already pre-done the bow, so you can see that on there. And I stamped and die cut this from the Amber Autumn bundle, because I wanted to do that. But I'm not gonna, I might not do that. I'm thinking, because I have this from the kit. I have these things, and I'm thinking I need to use them up. So I may end up doing that, not even this. So that's, if I decide to do it, I have my colored pencils for that. Okay, we're gonna make 2 cards tonight. So the first thing you're gonna do, and I have my card base, 8.5 by 4.5, scored at 4 1/4 and folded. The next layer is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then this one is 4 inches, no, 4, wait, hold on. Let me get my ruler out. I did it a little bit different because I want a little bit of orange showing through. So I did this one at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And this one, I think it was 3 3/4. Yes, 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Because when I lay it down, I want to have that just a little bit of a touch of orange on the top and bottom, as you can see on this one. See how I did that just a little bit? Just to kind of add a little extra color to it. So we're gonna start with just this. We're gonna get our, and I'm gonna set this aside because you need your grid for this. I'm gonna get my masking tape. I'm gonna pull off the backing. Now, you take this and you put it on your pants or on your shirt so it's not too sticky, because if you don't do that, it will stick to your paper really bad. You want to have enough on there so that you can have it sticky, but not that much. So I did a whole bunch on my shirt. Then I line this up like this, and I can pick any line that I want, but I'm going to grab 2 lines. You want to get it pretty close. So I'm going to go right here and line it up and barely push it down. And so there we go. So now I'm going to bring back in this. I'm going to stick it to that so it doesn't move around. The next thing, I have my stamps. Let me set that aside. And I have my inks, which I did not open yet. And I'm going to start with the biggest stamp, which is this one. And I want to do that in pumpkin pie. I like pumpkin pie. It's a pretty orange. So the masking tape is so I don't stamp in the middle. Wait, I have a little hair right there. I cannot have that. That will mess up my stamping. I have a kitty cat, and that's where the hair came from. I was holding my kitty cats before I came out. I have 2 kitty cats. One's a black one, her name is Storm, and the other one is like a calico, and she is Franny. She's quite the cat. She is a character. She's just a kitten. So I'm going to stamp the orange, and I want to put 1 leaf about right here. So I'm going to alternate. I'm going to do 1, hold it down, I use my Stampin' Purist mat. So I'm going to do 1 on the top and 3 on the bottom. So I'm going to put this one right there. And don't worry where that masking tape is, it's not going to stamp. That's the whole idea of this card. I'm going to stick one right there. So now I'm done with the pumpkin pie. And I will clean my stamp. Okay? So that's the first stamp. I'm going to close up my pumpkin pie for now. And then I'm going to get the next size down would be this one. So, you know what? I'm going to do no, I need to do the green, the old olive. So, I am going to do this one. See, this one's a little bit smaller, but they're kind of the same size. So now I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to stick it right about there. So this time I'm going to do the green one on top, 2 stamps. Okay, put that one right there, and I'm going to put 1 down on the bottom, and I kind of want to just not have as much, so I'll stick it right there. Okay, and I'm going to clean off this stamp. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with my crushed curry. So I'm going to close up that crushed curry with the yellow ink. And I'm going to bring that in. Now I'm going to put 1 crushed curry on the bottom. And I'm going to put 2 on the top. Put that one like right there. And then I think I'll do this one over here. Okay? And I stamped it by accident again. I did not want to do that. So I'm going to clean off my stamp. Oops, I didn't get it all off. And set that one aside up here. So now I'm going to go in with this particular one. And I want to use my pecan pie. Now this is going to be my filler one. So I'm going to take and stamp pecan pie where I can fill in spots. So I know I want to put 1 right here. And I want to do 1 right there. And then I think I'm going to put 1 right here. And I want to put 1 down there. And right there. And I'll bring 1 in, I think maybe a tad bit so it's hanging off just a little bit right there. There. Okay. So now that we've finished that, make sure your hands are clean. I'm going to pull off my masking tape and watch the magic happen. Slowly remove it. And I'm going very slow so it doesn't rip the paper. I did put it on my clothes. There, we have that nice little middle there. And you can reuse that masking tape if you want. See how it's nice and white in the middle? All perfect. So I'm going to move this out of the way. The next step, you're going to grab your gel pen that has glitter in it. You could do just a black marker or whatever you want. And you're going to line that up so that the ruler is right there. You're going to grab your ruler and you're going to do this. Line it up so it's right up on it. And then you're going to take your pen and you're going to go over it 2 times. Or however many times you want. And look. And then you're going to wipe off your ruler. which I do not have my, you know what, I'll just use my hand. Oh, it didn't come off. Okay, so then you're gonna do the same thing to the next side. You're gonna take your time and line it up, hold it down. That's important you hold it, because if you don't, it'll slip. And then you're gonna lift it up and look what we have. And you can see the pretty glitter. Makes a nice little border, which I like. I'll put my lid back on, okay? The next step, what you want to do is you're gonna grab your ribbon, which I set right here. Where did it go? You saw me have it. You saw me, I had it. It's somewhere over here on the table. Put my stamp pad over there. There's that. Huh. Where did I put? Oh, it's right here. Darn it. So now, I've already pressed these down really good. And then what I did was I'll take one end, and I know that I cut it enough over, so I have enough room. And I'm gonna wrap it around where I get it just right in the middle, and I'm gonna press it down. So now you know that this is gonna go right here. So you're gonna take off your little backings. And this is what I like about doing this way. These are the ones from the Stampin' Up! Paper pumpkin things. So you're gonna take this and you're gonna stretch it across and make sure it's even. And then press down wherever those dots were. I don't know where exactly I put it, but they're there. Okay, and then I'm gonna wrap this around to the back side and press it down. So now you have your ribbon there. Next step, you're gonna bring your orange paper in and you're gonna glue it down to this card. See, now this is not a very hard card once you know the technique, huh? So you guys should all get masking tape, and you could do anything. Say if you want to do flowers, you could do flowers. You could do anything you want. I just saw someone messing around doing this. I'm going, and they weren't even doing leaves. They were doing something else. And I thought, I gotta do this. Then after I did it with the seniors, I saw someone else doing it with leaves. And I'm going, oh, I picked the right thing. The stamp set that is out right now is perfect for this. I don't have that stamp set, so I made do with what I had. So the next step, I've done that. This is what I was thinking about doing a little bit different. I was thinking about bringing this in, because that's a little bit different. Because I've already done this. And then I was thinking I could do this. You know what, I think I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna take and glue this down, because this is the stuff that came out of the kit. Oh, but wait, I need to do one important thing. Okay, hold on. Here it is. Let me get my inks back out. I need to do this. I almost forgot. Let's see, let's get the crushed curry. We need to make these a little bit darker. And I got my yellow dauber. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna give it a little more color because it's kind of light. I wanna liven up this a little bit. Get it all pretty. See how much better that is? I can show you the original one. I still have one more. See how it looks better? A little bit darker. So I did the crushed curry. So now I'm gonna get the pumpkin pie. And I'm going to get my orange dauber. My friend Lori sent these to me. Thank you very much, Lori. I love them. So much easier than using my big brushes. I love it. So I'm gonna do this. Do the pumpkin pie, bring out some more color in those. That looks perfect. So look at the difference between them two. See how much more darker? So I'm gonna go back. Oh, I don't want to do that one. I'm done. That one's for another card later on. Okay, so I'm gonna move that out of the way. My inks. And we're going to work on this card. As soon as I find it, I set it aside to do this. Oh, here it is. I put my ink on top. It's a good thing I closed it, right? Move these out of the way so they're tossing in my trash next to me. I need to empty my trash. It's getting empty. I mean, it's getting full. So I'm going to grab one of these leaves, and I want to bring in one right there. I'm going to grab another leaf. I want to bring it out right about here. Sorry about that. I went out of camera, didn't I? And this one, I think I'm going to go down like that. Oh, maybe this one needs to go over a little bit more like that. Yeah, I like that better. So I'm going to do that. Bring that in right there like that. Yeah, I like that one. That's really cute. So now, my dimensionals, which are right here. My dimensionals on there. So it'll pop up and look really cute. I like using dimensionals. One in the middle so it doesn't fall down. Oh, but yeah, I'll put the bow on there like that. Never mind. So put this on. So I'm not using the color pencils, the watercolor pencils. Maybe I'll do it in another video. For this one, no, I think I want to use this instead. Okay. So I'll take and lay this kind of like that. And then I'm going to get my bow. And I want to put it, let me see, where do I put it now? That looks good right there. Maybe I'll do it in the middle. Didn't even think about that. Oops. It did, okay, it did come off. I thought it didn't stick. So I'll take and put my little bow right there. And now I'm going to bring in my gold pieces. And I'm going to do one here, one here, one there. I'm going to bling it up. I'm going in to bling it up again. I can't help it. I resisted the last video, but this time I can't. I love my bling. I love to put lots of bling on here. I know the rule is 3 or odds numbers. Did I do odd? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I did odd. No, I didn't. There's even. I'm okay with that. So let's grab my little guy here. And I'm going to put one on right there. And one right there. It grabs these so much easier than the little dots. I pressed too hard on that one. Oh, I did do 5, actually. That's too big. I want the small ones. Let's see, there's a small one. No, I did 6. I see it right there. It was hiding. But I think 6 looks nice. Yeah, that's perfect. So now, I'm going to get my card base out. And I'm going to glue it to my card base. And remember, it's going to go side to side, fit perfect. But on the bottom and top, that's where I'm going to have a little bit of a border. Oh, no, I didn't do it that way. Sorry about that. It was only on the orange. That's right. So I gotta line it up. Do the best that I can. And luckily it's liquid glue. I can move it around to get it where I want it. And there we go. I like it. I use lots of things from the kit in this one. Okay. Let me close up this. And we're going to move on to our second card, which I think you're going to love. Okay. So, you know me and my shakers, right? I was watching somebody's video, and they cut the inside out with a leaf. Die cut it. And I thought, oh, they're going to make a shaker. No, they didn't. They did something better. Well, they did something pretty awesome. That's what I think. So I did not want to copy them, but when I saw it, my first thought was shaker cards. I'm going, okay, I'm going to alter their idea. I'm going to do a shaker card. So I pulled in this. This is my punch. It's a very old one. As you can see, it's all used to sit in my window. And sometimes it kind of gets, it's kind of half broken, but it still works. And I love this one. One day I'll get a new one when it dies, but for now, this thing's like 20 years old. It's still going. So it's a eek, and I don't even know if they make it, but I'll get one eventually. Or I'll get some die cuts. But I haven't had to. So I took the this piece of paper from the kit, one of the card bases, and you could see it in right behind there. And I punched out the middle. Then I put tear and tape right there, because you know it's going to be a shaker card. And I pre-cut my window sheet to, I think it was 3 by 3. No, 3.5 by 3.5. And this card is cut down by a 4, so it's 4 inches. Let me double check. No, yeah, 4 inches by 5 1/4. Okay. So I'm bringing in the card base part. And I'm going to put my window sheet on. Throw all these in the trash. I'm going to lay my window sheet right on top. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in my long strip of paper, the dimensional stuff. And I'm going to go around all of the edges. I almost treated it like tear and tape. Get my scissors. Okay, and so I tried to tear it. You saw that, right? Bring that down like that. And then this one right there. I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to go along this edge. Making sure that there's no space to let anything out of it. All my stuff needs to stay inside of there. And then I'm going to do the same thing up here, kind of close. But you got to make sure it's sealed. So you stick it right up against that edge. Just bring it across. And then chop it, okay? Now I'm going to put another one up here so it all stands up really nice. And this one doesn't have to be completely across. But it looks better if you do, so. If people do it from the side. Okay, so. This is going to go on just like this. Now I've embossed this with the brand new embossing folder. Gathering. Let me go get it. Hold on, I'll show you. Called Gathering Leaves embossing folder. Now I think this is a 3D embossing folder because I can't get it through the other way. So this is what it looks like. So I did that and I made sure that the leaves were going up to go with my leaf. So I'm going to glue that down first. So when this goes down, there'll be just a nice little border around it, okay? So now I'm going to I have my little, here it is, my little thing for, to do that, to clean out, to make sure there's no stickies right there. So I'm going to get my glue, and I'm going to glue this piece down first to my card. Okay. Get it down there as even as you can. Look from the side to side, the top, the corner to corner. It's not a very big area. So you want to get as best you can. Move it over. That glue is wonderful for making it move around. And press it down really good because it is embossed paper. So eventually that's what that's going to look like. So now, I die cut from the die cuts that we got from last month. I gotta find them. I have all of them in here. So there's right, oh, here it is. This one's called Circles of Season, and I die cut this leaf a whole bunch of times. So I need to pull back this backing first. Okay, let's get my piercing thingamajigger. Oh wait, always do this. Put your little powder down here. I should have done that before I removed it, because that might have a problem there. Okay, there we go. That keeps it from the pieces sticking on the inside. Sometimes I forget to do that. Now I just stuck it right here on my table and said, I'm going to make sure that I do it every time, because one of these cards I did it and I forgot, and things were sticking to the sides. And I'm going, oh. It just makes a difference when you do your shaker cards. And anything, if you really think about it, anything that has to do with sticky helps it from getting everywhere. So I'm going to take and put, so I got to figure out where this is going to go. Right there. So I'm going to put a few leaves in there. So I'm going to put this one, and I think this one, and I think I'm going to glue it in. I don't want that one. I did the wrong side. That way I know exactly where it's going to go, and it will help. Let me put this right here. So I'm going to put it right there. I know that I'm going to put one right there, so it'll be inside there. Okay, and I'm going to put the next one right there. Double check to make sure that'll work. Okay, that works out good. Okay, I'm going to put the yellow one right there. Okay, and then, yep, that's perfect. Oops, make sure it sticks in there though. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue under here just to make sure, because we don't want it sticking up. Okay, and if you get a little bit of glue on there, guess what? We're going to put that powder in that little area. So I'm sticking it all down really good, because I don't want them to move around. I want the beads to move around. I want these little leaves to just kind of hang out there. And I'm not getting any glue out, am I? Being a little stingy there, aren't I? There we go. So I'll hold them down for a second. Okay, and then I'm going to take my powder to make sure it's not sticking, go right over the top. Okay? Blow it off. So the next step, see, I know it's going to go right here, right? And that's perfect, actually. So now I'm going to grab my beads like I like to do, and I'm going to put a few little orange ones down there. Make sure they're all in the middle. Some green ones. Get them in the middle. And some yellow ones. Nice fall colors. Okay. Okay, there we go. We have a big area to fill though, so kind of keep that in mind. So I think I'm going to put, you know what, I'm going to put a few more yellow in here. I think that should do it. See, we have this whole area that we got to cover. And when it shakes around, we got to make sure there's enough in there. So, you know, I'm going to throw a little bit more in. Only because I know it's a big area that I'm trying to cover this time. So I think I know I have enough green, so I just got to make sure it's all inside of there. Now I'm going to line it up, and I'm sorry if my hair or whatever gets to, oh, whoa, you see all my mess? Look at that mess. All my supplies. Okay, so now I'll go in close so you can see. I'm going to take and line it up like so. You only get one chance though, just to let you know. Press it down really good around the edges. Right where you put that tape. Press it down, press it down. Make sure it's pressed down and up there, and voila. Look at that, you see all the cute little, see it hides, and then you see all of the leaves in there. A little bit different, and I love the beads because that really makes a good shaker card. I probably could have put more in there, but I think I'm fine with that. And nothing is sticking to anything. You notice how they're not sticking there where I put the glue? Because I used this awesome powder. And what's really neat about this particular thing, I've had this for so many years, is that if you run out of powder, and I've had to fill it up before, look, remove the lid, and you add more. That's what's really cool. You can reuse it over and over. And that's why I've had it for so long. I don't know, probably like 20 years when I first started doing shaker cards. And back then I was not very good at it. I struggled with them. I can't figure it out. And then when I finally figured it out, now I love it. Okay, so the next step you're going to do, which I did not plan for this one as of yet. I'm gonna fix that. I have not come up with sentiment. Oh, I almost feel like doing this. But that'll cover up all my good stuff. That's what happens when you have extra stuff. You just want to stick it on there. Can't help it. So I know that I'm going to put some leaves on here. I know that. That was one of the plans. So I'm going to go like this. Just make it so the leaves are falling down. Just every other kind of. I know that for sure. Okay, and this one's going to go right there. Let's get up a little higher. So we're going to have some cute little falling leaves. Oops. And I need another orange one. And let's get up a little higher. So I want to have double those each time all the way down. Okay, there we go. So I know I wanted to do that. I did not stamp a sentiment, which is silly of me. So I will grab out, and I know I have one. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. I have one of these that I've already pre-cut. I just didn't do my sentiment, which is okay. So let's grab out this is the one I wanted to do, and it's out of the Paper Pumpkin kit this year. Let me find my package so you can see it. I don't know where my package went. I don't know. It's over here somewhere. These are the dies. I just made a big mess when I've been doing the last 2 cards. So I'm looking for it right now. Let's see, where are you? Here it is, it was hidden. So it says, oh, sending you autumn wishes your way. Actually, that wasn't even from that one. That was from the September 2024. Sending you autumn wishes your way. So I'm going to stamp that in the middle. Let me glue these leaves down first. So these leaves tie in with that. So that one goes down first. And I want to put this one down. And this guy, whoops, just popped up on me. There we go. I'll put that one down. Put a little more glue on that one. Does not want to stick. Being a little crazy here. And this one goes next. And then this one goes next. So the leaves on the outside are like the leaves on the inside, just kind of falling down. That was the idea behind that one. And then this one, right there. Made all my little leaves look like they're falling down. Pretty cool. I think I like this card. Well, but then again, I like all my cards, so I kind of like them all. Can't help it. Okay, so now we're going to grab our Stampin' Purist mat and my sentiment label, and I'm going to get the, do I want Cajun Craze or do I want Pecan Pie? I am thinking that I want to do Cajun Craze. There we go. And I'll open it up and do one right there. Perfect. I'm going to stamp it right. I don't know if I'm in the picture. Actually, let me back this up. There we go. I am in. Okay, so then I'm going to stamp this in the middle. About right there. Okay. That turned out perfect. Just what I wanted. So now, I'm going to clean off that stamp. Got ink all over my fingers. So I'm going to grab a couple of these little leaves. I think I'll grab the yellow. And stick it right here. Grab an orange one. And put it right there. Okay, so that will look like that. And then, I should have done this before I stuck them down, didn't think about it. Well, I did, but I didn't. That makes sense. That's okay. I'm going to bring in my green, kind of ink around the edges, huffing on it because I have leftover residue on there. I'm going to bring in a little more color to it. So look, there we go. That looks good. And maybe some crushed curry, like on the ends. And right there, a little bit. And right there. There, that looks really good. I like that. There we go. Now I need to bring in some twine. I have a little bit left on this spool. That's the last of my twine. I'm gonna have to purchase some more or get some in a paper pumpkin kit. You never know, right? So I will do it like that. Where's the end? That one. Okay, let's pull this out and chop that baby, right? Grab my tearing tape again. Flip this over. And put it like that. There we go. Get my dimensionals. Which are right here. I don't need that one. Bring my card back in. Sending Autumn Wishes from last year's paper pumpkin. And I'll put this right up here. Make sure my strings are out. Like so. It's perfect. I like it. Then again, I like all my cards, so can't really go wrong, right? If you like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. Well, sometimes I do that. Okay, where are my gold? Here's my gold things. I want to use my gold sequence again. And I will put one right there, and one right there, and one right there. Because there's so much going on in this. Oh, you know what? I think I better put one right there. Oh, I did it again. Okay, let's do one right here too. There's a lot going on in this card. I think so. I really like this card though. It's okay with having a lot, right? So let's get my little Stampin' Pierce tool. Or no, it's the, I don't know what it's called. But I like it. I forgot what it's called. I'm going to use my smallest ones just because I want to use those small ones this time. I like that I could actually see these and be able to, oh, one in the middle, that's where it went. Be able to just grab them, it's kind of nice. There we go. That turned out so cute. I love this card. Okay, so we did not stamp the inside of this one, nor did we do this one. So let's, oh, well, I did already. I put give thanks. We give thanks for all the blessings. I think that was pre-stamped because I had already started on this card and decided not to use it for something else. So we're going to open up these cards. I already have the sentiment in there. And I'm going to use this one. We give thanks. Same one. And I need my Cajun Craze. Give thanks for all of our blessings. And stamp it down. Okay. And I'll clean off my stamp. First, rub it off a little bit. And that's done. Nice clean stamp. I love having clean stamps. Now I'm going to bring in the Paper Pumpkin stamps. Little ones from the Paper Pumpkin kit. Okay, let's get the orange out first. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to use these ones instead. I'm going to use the Autumn Abundance one stamps. They're a little bit bigger from last year's Paper Pumpkin. Okay, let's grab that out. I'll put it on one of my blocks. Okay, and put this one on this block. Okay, let's get my pumpkin pie. And we'll need to get Stampin' Paris one. That way I get a nice clear image. And I need pieces of paper. So let's do this one and this. Stamp off. Oh, that did not work. I have to do it all the way on. There we go. Nope. There we go. That's better. One on there. And that one goes right here. And I probably should get 2 envelopes out while I'm at it. And we can do back. Full strength is kind of dark, so that's why I've been kind of like not doing full strength. I think I want to go this direction. Okay, so I'm done with that. I will clean this stamp off. Close up my ink, and I'm going to go with Crushed Curry for the next stamp. And I will use this one. Now this one, I could do full strength, and it's okay. First, get it all stamped on there really good, right? Oh, that looks so cute. I love that. Okay, then we'll put it right here. Actually, I'll put this one going down. And I'll throw one right here on the front. There we go. So we'll do this one. I'll put this one on the front. And did you see that finger mark? Right there, right where my finger went. So let's take and put another one right here. And we'll throw one down here like it was flying down the side of the card. There we go. And maybe I'll throw one right here too. Can't really have too many, right? That looks cute. I kind of like that one. Let's do the same here. Kind of looks nice. I know sometimes I overstamp, but I like to stamp. Okay, there. So let's do the yellow one right here, or crushed curry. And full strength like I did the last one. Perfect. Okay. I like it. Okay, so now we have 2 more cards done. I'll clean that in a bit. Here's our envelopes, front and back. And here's the first one, the shaker card. Sending autumn wishes your way. We give thanks for all of our blessings. Nice Thanksgiving card. And then this one. Now this one is ink, paper, and dimensionals. That's about it. And I used this from the kit, that from the kit. I used this from another kit, and I used this from another kit, which is the last year's. And this one, I did all the leaves. I cut them out, and sending autumn wishes your way, and same thing from last year's. So, thank you for watching my video, and I hope you have a great day. Oh, by the way, don't forget to like my video and share it. I really appreciate that. Okay, bye.